Are you excited at the thought of growing your business? Welcome to the Hayley Osborne Show. This is the place where you'll learn how to get more high-quality leads and sales in your business. My goal with this show is to help you grow your business, be inspired, nail your creativity, get the best out of your marketing, and show up as the most fearless superhero version of yourself. I'll be teaching you the tailored frameworks and tools I use to unlock my clients' superpowers and turn them into quality leads and inquiries. And I want the same for you. I started my first business at the age of 25 and continued to build 3 successful businesses along the way. Small business owners are the backbone of the economy, and I'm here to demystify marketing, make it easy for you, and help you reach more customers. Let's do it. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Hayley Osborne Show. This is episode 89, and this is a cracking episode. There's a few reasons why. One, because I have an amazing guest expert joining me. And 2, because as you are listening to this, doors are open for my signature program, Superhero Marketing. Now, if you follow me on social media, you will already know this, but there's a lot going on. And if you don't know what it is and you're new here, doors are open right now. It's the 9th of November and they close on the 14th of November. So I only do a couple of opens every year. And the program is designed to help you create activities and strategies to give you the biggest growth with the least amount of time and effort in your business. And we have already run a marketing makeover challenge, which was super cool, over a couple of days, teaching you all about how to establish your marketing foundations. And then day 2, we spoke about how to optimize content and make sales. And it's been awesome. The amount of inquiries I've had are really awesome. And today I really wanted to bring out an extra special bonus episode. So this will be coming out as a second episode in the week, which usually I only have 2. And that's totally cool. Like, I really want to bring you goodness and I really want to showcase the members inside the membership. So without further ado, let's get into it. But I wanted to introduce my special guest. Her name is Lisa Hutton, and she runs a business called Connective Strategy. She's a champion of personal growth. She has been doing this for a little while, and she teaches people how to run their life like a project manager. She's been everywhere. She's lived everywhere. She speaks about how her experiences got her here and what drives her curiosity and thirst for learning and growth, and how she has helped to create massive change and impact across the lives of so many people. And you know what? Let's just get into it, because what better way to introduce her than herself? I'm really excited to bring this to you. So here we go. Hi, Lisa, and welcome to the podcast. I'm very excited to have you today as my very special guest. Welcome. Hello.
Hello, thank you. I'm very excited to be here with you.
Yay. So, Lisa, in your own words, I would love you to tell the listeners a little bit more about you, who you are, what you do, and kind of how you got started, your story.
Yeah, so what I do is I am a coach. So I help people project manage their lives. And that's based on me being a certified coach, as well as having many years of experience as a project manager and just being my personal ilk. I guess my personality is also very much aligned with both of those areas. So yeah, I've had a bit of a journey. I don't know how much you want me to go into things. Uh, so yeah, I've had many different careers in different industries over the years. So over 11, I say over 11 because I don't actually know how many. If I was, probably have to sit down and sort of count through, but it's definitely a lot because I traveled. And so when you travel, you tend to jump into whatever's available and just make it work.
Cool. So how long have you been running your business for?
18 months it has been.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
which is really exciting.
Yeah, cool. And
Yes.
we met, firstly, we met through a mentoring program, which was super awesome.
Yeah.
And secondly, you are a superhero marketing member, which I'm so like happy and excited for you to be part of the community. So in terms of what does project managing your life mean? Tell me.
Can mean different things to different people. So I think what it is having a goal and not really knowing how to meet it, and that could be anything. So I've worked with clients who wanted to, I guess, have more. Well, they actually wanted to get a fitness routine that stuck. Another client was wanting to conceive. And we worked on some things around that and had a happy outcome there. Someone else wanted to just get it out of the rut. They were in this, I guess from their point of view, a really stagnant energy in their life. They were happy enough, but they really wanted to get more out of life. And the quote was that, Stella gets her groove back. That was sort of our key line for our coaching sessions. So we knew where we wanted to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And, like for the listeners, like I do obviously appeal to small business, but everyone has a lot happening in their lives and nothing changes if nothing changes. So I feel like, especially in this day and age, we have a lot happening. Like there's a lot of external push pull, like there's digital media, there's, we're expected to be a billion places at once and it can get overwhelming. And you can, like, I think it's more accepted nowadays to like be okay with like reaching out for help, for example, to project manage your life. Like why not? We do that for our business. So why wouldn't we do it for ourselves? I think when everything is running in sync and in harmony, we're much happier, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. I think we are expected to, do it all ourselves and get the discipline, and we should be able to just jump to it. But like you said, we've got so many information coming through to us, and a lot of the things of, well, we should, and why aren't we? And we self-flagellate and feel worse about ourselves and don't necessarily look at a different lens of how much we are doing and have done, and congratulate ourselves, and also rest in between and come back into ourselves. We become more and more disconnected, and so therefore we end up being a little bit feeling, where are we, what am I doing, and it becomes a bit draining then, right, if we're not doing things that are actually fulfilling us. So having somebody to come and partner with you, so if I was to partner and find that with the client and find what fills them up and connects them back, and then it gives them energy and it gives them that love of life and purpose, and it then reverberates out not only from themselves but the community, and it just adds as such a beautiful connection with others, and then it uplifts everyone around them. It's just a really, really important place for it.
So tell me about your business. What are you currently doing? What are you currently working on?
So currently working with some clients around the world at the moment. So I got over in Europe, which has been great. So
And she's smiling real big right now if you can't see.
So so I'm a certified life coach through Jay Shetty, and so I partner on his website. So he's got me listed as one of his coaches there. So I've had people coming through to me through that, I guess, referral, I guess, or listing on his website. So people can find me from wherever they are around the world, which is great. I love
Yeah. That's yeah. Oh, it's great. And as like you've traveled a lot, lived in 6 different countries. I think that's really lovely, like to be able to access the world digitally and through your zone of genius. I think that's beautiful. So do you think that has given you influenced the way that you coach as well?
Yeah, I think it really does. My openness and wanting to connect, and the compassion and empathy. And I've done a lot of things. There's not a lot of judgment from my world. I really enjoy people having the courage to share and be open. And yeah, it really has allowed me to accept what and whoever comes through and connects with me, which is a massive blessing to walk around with an open heart and understanding, and an appreciation to want to support people.
Yeah, I think like I am also like very well traveled, and it just changes you and changes your perspective on life, on the world, on how you perceive what other people are doing. Like, and that all like is cup filling, in a really lovely way that then obviously you get to like use that for good to help other people. And it's beautiful. So let's talk about your marketing. What were your biggest fears around marketing?
I think everything. Well, no, I think at the start, I generally just jump in and go. And so I build my website off of one of those website builders pretty quickly. I think I did it in a couple of hours. I think the reason for that, though, was because I wasn't there to be perfect. I was there to get it up, because I was more focused on the business side to have the website. But that was probably the only thing I really jumped into. And then, the other things were more, for me, it's more the arduousness of visibility sometimes. And I know, Hayley, you're amazing with all this stuff, and you've just got such a beautiful way of not only how you do it with the actual technical, but your energy and heart that goes into it is really, it's just something to behold. So it's something I really aspire to one day.
Gonna make me cry.
But yeah, I think the socials are probably the biggest barrier, because it is so vulnerable. And it's not something that I personally enjoy, I guess. So yeah, I think getting the technical out and getting them at websites is a lot easier, because you're not up in front of the camera, you're not speaking and putting some things out there, whereas a website's more curated, and you can sort of, do you know what I mean? It's sort of a bit more analytical, I suppose. Probably lends to my project management mind, I suppose.
Yes, but you are so good at like articulating yourself. You're so good at talking. You're so like presentable. You're just beautiful. And I'm like, oh, I was like, you can do this and this. My brain's going off like fireworks. And you're like, no. But so what were you previously doing with your marketing?
Well, I've only been doing it for 18 months, this business. So I haven't been doing anything. I guess the only other thing is personal marketing, which was LinkedIn, which I had a LinkedIn account. So yeah.
So you've come a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
good. And as somebody that's in a coaching position, you obviously realize the benefits of getting help where you need it, right? Because education is power. Power creates choice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I engage people all the time for my own personal development and my any sort of coaching, as you know, mentoring. So yeah, I'm very much an advocate and a seeker for new things, a seeker for education, connection, and that's actually one of my drivers in life, is to learn, is to grow, and is to connect. So yeah, it's a great space to be in.
Yeah, I love that. So what was the step that made you go, yep, I need this?
I think because you're just such a champion,
Oh,
right? I think it was actually you more than the marketing side, because you're such a powerhouse of knowledge, and it's and such a natural way for you. So really what it was trusting you in your genius and helping me grow in the marketing space. the leap was towards you, not necessarily the marketing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because marketing comes with it, right? So yeah.
I definitely feel like when you vibe with somebody that you want to learn from, your learning experience is far greater and the trajectory is quicker.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
like not everyone vibes with everyone, and that's just natural, right? So I think it's a big yes or a hard stop in
Yeah.
this like up level space when you want to look at investing in a coach or a mentor or a program or a course, whatever that looks like. It's a hard yes or it's a hard no.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And yeah, the fact that we vibe with different people is absolutely necessary, because otherwise we'd only have, maybe 5 teachers in the world and everyone will be going to those 5. Like we just can't operate like that. So definitely it's a great point that you've made, that we need to go forward and follow our heart of who connects for us. And with my thing is I connect with different people and along the way, and then you find somebody else that you connect with, and it just sort of evolves. And finding that, I guess, like you said, if it's someone that you don't vibe with, and specifically to me, if it's someone that I don't necessarily connect or respect, or or it's kind of like, no, I totally shut down. So yeah, and and the opposite, that openness when you are connecting and you're leaning in, I suppose, is probably the very coined term of our ages at the moment, is leaning in to receive.
So you talk about like mindset and positivity and leaning in and the things. So you emphasize like guiding your clients towards success and this mindset too. What are some strategies for the listeners, well, I guess, that you use to help your clients like shift their mindset and work towards their goals?
Yeah, it's actually really interesting. It's so easy to shift a perspective of what you're doing. And I did something the other day, and it's probably quite common, but I just sort of noticed it for myself, because I was doing something. I was actually washing a car, and I was like, oh man, and I know, so I think guys in general like to wash a car. I personally don't, and I know my other friends don't, but I don't enjoy it. But it was a great day, and I mean, I do have a bit of a joke that if I wash my car, it's going to rain anyway. So, but what it was is, instead of wanting to get it over and done with, I was then leaning in and thinking, well, I really enjoy, I'm gonna actually be present with this and enjoy, spending time out here by myself in the sun with the birds singing, and actually the action of it, and enjoying getting the car clean, and just shifting it around, instead of rejecting the experience, accepting.
I love this. I
Yeah.
did this yesterday.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that I did it, but I did this yesterday. Do you want to know what I was doing?
Yeah, so do.
So yesterday, and this is so off course, but this is what podcasting is about, right? Yesterday, I had a full day of meetings. I had a half an hour break. So I was sitting like in the chair, and I thought, I'm going to eat. And then there was no little people in my house. And I was like, oh, I'm going to mop the floors, right? I had half an hour. And it's not something that I typically love to do, but I was like feeling a bit stiff and cold. And I thought, I'm going to do that as quick as I possibly can, because I only had half an hour, and it's going to warm me up. It's going to make me feel good. It's going to let my body move. And then I'm going to be good to go for the rest of the afternoon. And I really leaned, and it was the best thing. I didn't even know that I was doing it, but it was a actual state of mind that I said, I'm going to do this to move my body. Because
Yeah.
what else would I have done in that half an hour that would get me like the blood flowing and increase my heart rate and, be like activate those endorphins? And I don't have a treadmill. I couldn't really go for a walk. It wasn't the space of time. It's like, I'm going to lean into this. And it did what I wanted it to do. And my floors were clean.
That's awesome. I love that. That's so good. It's so good.
And I don't like, obviously, my
Mopping's
little
not your
people, mopping's not my thing. I have a cleaner that comes like to help, but little people, I can't just mop the floors once every 2 weeks. Like they get done almost every day, because little people are disgusting. As I love them, let's not like twist those words, but yeah, like so I was like, lean into it, just get your heart rate up.
Yeah, and I think what it is shifting your mindset. That I think where people sometimes get stuck is they expect if they expect it of the experience to be positive for them, that's when they receive it, instead of the other way around. You need to change your mindset to be positive first, and then it will become positive.
Yeah, what you put out to the universe comes back.
Yeah, and I think, we in general as humans, we avoid things that we don't like. Surprise, surprise. and so what it is if you're able to shift your mindset around the mundane things that, in air quotes, you have to do, but if you made it in a more positive way, if you accepted it as, this actually could be really fun, or this could be, I could actually shift, and sometimes it's not even the avoidance of what we've developed, sometimes the avoidance of what potentially you've witnessed of a parent or a peer or school teacher that you've actually received, and so you've actually taken on that avoidance when it actually sometimes is not even your own. And so you might actually enjoy what you're doing, but you've been taught that it's something to avoid or something that's not to be fun. So yeah, just changing that lens and going, you know what, I don't really want to wash the dishes, I do this every night. But if you made into something, I'm just going to pop some bubbles and have some, and make it into something enjoyable, then everything can be enjoyable.
Yeah. And that's life, right? These are things that are a part of life. So you really want to enjoy your life. It's short. You have one shot. So try and make the most of it and, wash the dishes and clean the car with a big fat smile and enjoy being out in the sun or whatever.
Out, some tunes and, what can you do? The question is, I guess, in general, what can you do to make things fun? And I'm not talking, people are going to go, oh my God, this is going to be amazing, but just more fun and more enjoyable. Just that little bit, just, little steps, just that little thing of, why go through it anyway? You have to go through it anyway. So why not make it a little bit more?
I always ask my listeners this: what's the number one piece of advice you'd give business owners right now about how important it is to set up your marketing?
I think, how important is it to set up your mind? Oh, it's very important. Sorry, just get that from
my
brain. I think we had a session, and I think I had this light bulb moment of, it's about putting the sandwich board out on the street. It's that,
yes,
right? I was like, this is why we need to do this. It's not necessarily, and I know this is really obvious, but I just put, for some reason, sometimes you just hear the things all the time and then it sort of clicks for you. And, you could be the best at what you are, and, you can rely on a reasonable amount of word of mouth potentially. However, it's not going to make any difference, right? Until you actually put yourself out there, the hard part is the confidence to put yourself out there. Right. So it's the steps, and you don't have to go long. And Hayley, you're a beautiful, this is, it's done. It's not perfect. It's just going and doing that step by step. And I think the less we think about the steps we're taking and just the momentum, just moving that little bit, moving. And it doesn't have to be, sometimes we look at something like, how am I going to make myself a Nike brand or a Coke brand? We think that it's got to be huge, when it's really just whatever is organic for us. And those little steps, just that little bit, and this is what you always teach anyway. I'm just preaching to the choir here, but
you're preaching to everyone else that's listening at the moment. So if there are our listeners that would love to connect with you, where can they find you?
Yeah, connectivestrategy.com.au is my website. Lisa Hutton Coaching is my Instagram. Connect all the way through.
Beautiful. Lisa, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the podcast and share your beautiful wisdom with my audience. I really appreciate you, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I've loved it. Thanks so much, Hayley.
Bye.
Bye.
I hope you've enjoyed listening to this episode. If you have, hit subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes released every Tuesday. And while you're there, leave me a review. I would absolutely love to read it. Also, don't forget to tag me at Hayley K. Osborne over on Instagram and share this post with your audience so they can get learning too. Sharing is caring. If you want more, head over to hayleyosborne.com.au/podcast for today's show notes and links. Catch you next week for another episode of The Hayley Osborne Show.